Caesar's pie.
I don't know.
Check your packages. I'm not quite sure what all is in the package. There may be some fun book activity in there, okay? We have, Karen. Yeah. There's your name. Karen? Oh, I'm sorry. Andrew, otherwise known as Michelle and Andrew and Phil.
This shows the
I didn't know, but I... And the Coyotes, you want to go with me? I'll go start going try to get things straightened out. Hey, you don't want nothing quick to do it. Ronald J. How dare you?
Now it's working.
Amen. Say hi. Jennifer, say hi.
Oh, you gotta take a picture of it. Oh. Get across the street quick. Piece of shit. I thought that thing didn't work. See this?
What?
Yeah, I feel like a tourist.
Mas malamig dito ano? Kaysa doon. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Yeah?
Vegas. Hi! Ito si Kuya Pet. Ipupokus ko kasi maano eh. Happy holiday for Las Vegas. Welcome. Nanalo ka? Jen, nanalo ka? Ha? Magkano? $69? Wow, jackpot. Yay!
You earn valuable rewards while you play. It's fun, it's easy, it's free. Ask any Lady Luck rewards to use our right now and enjoy your
Okay, let's go.
Can't get rid of the roll.
Yeah.
Here. We have like broadcast
Get in front of her. Get in front now. Now.
Take a picture. There's golden nuggets. Oh, your favorite. Steak lobster steak. It's your favorite. My husband's favorite. Hi.
It's too dark.
Nobody ever missed the floor.
Jennifer! Look at that. Because si Kuya Phil, lumi. Lumi siya na mga kinukulis. Did you win? At, ako siya kinuha. Yan, no? Dati. Diyos ko, yung kamay niya, ako lang dito na. Ngayon na, gusto na yung oh, dito yung tatlo pero yung kapila. Di ba nakita tayo?
Because I wanted to see the other side going back down. Took a free list. Yeah.
Sana mapunta. Oh, The chubby man was like, he's staying out to dance. Oh no. You go look this way, looking for her.
Please welcome to the stage a young man you'll see on HBO, Showtime, 80 out of Las Vegas favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, a nice warm round of applause for your host and MC for tonight's show, Mr. Jeff Rock.
Good evening. Welcome to the Comedy Max. Are we ready to have some fun tonight? How many people staying here at the Maxim? Huh? It's a beautiful hotel, very accommodating. You know, I lost a pair of sunglasses and I went to Lost and Found. There was a wheelchair in Lost and Found. How the fuck can you lose? What do? You play a slot machine, you hit a jackpot and go, I can walk! A couple of announcements before we go on. We'll be selling t-shirts after the show. Comedy Max t-shirts, if you'd like to get a little memento of this evening. All three comics will be out there. We'll be signing them so you can take something home from Vegas. We also have an afternoon show here, Comedy Max. Magic in the afternoons. It's a wonderful show. Now I'm going to bring up our headliner for this evening. This gentleman, a good friend. I've known him many, many years. I've worked with him several times. He always makes me laugh. He's a comic. You may have seen him on his several performances on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show. He's a terrific performer. I know you're going to love him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your headliner for this evening, Mr. Kelly McDonald.
Hey! Hey! Hi! Hey! Be friendly. I've had a rough night. I look it. Not one joke and I'm being heckled already. The audience is ahead, 1-0. I don't believe it. Well, this is what happened. I had this awful nightmare. I dreamt that my wife left me, and I was single again, and no one would go out with me. So Newt Gingrich fixed me up with his sister, and she wore me out, I'm telling you. We spent the whole weekend just marching everywhere. All right, let me get something out of the way. I'm not really a comedian per se. You should know that. I don't really have an act. I'm not even in show business. I just heard you folks were going to be here. So I dropped by to talk to you about the joys of timeshare. You get those things in the mail? Come claim your prize. Meet us at midnight in the desert behind the rock. Bring all your cash. People go for that radio, don't they? A transistor radio. Well, I have to tell you another thing. I wish you luck in the casino, but let's face it, you have to go a long way to come close to this woman from Idaho, who earlier this year hit the lottery for $86 million. Did you hear this? Single mom, quite a story. She's got to figure her future's set. Problems are solved, all her dreams are going to come true. But what she doesn't realize is just how much I love her. My wife loves that joke. She must be trying to tell me something. So, couples staying in hotel rooms. I hope you have rooms at this point. I hope you're not out on the streets. Tell me something, couples. Do you have a hard time deciding on a proper temperature setting for the hotel room? One that is agreeable to both parties?
No.
No problem? Okay. Who's having the problem down here? Does she like it warmer than you do? My wife is like that too, yeah. About 10 or 15 degrees. It's irritating. She always gets her way because she uses psychology on me. I'll reach for the thermostat. She says, "What are you doing?" So I turn on the temperature. I'm hot. Oh, you're not hot. You just think you're hot. And now, believe it or not, she has me wondering, is this possible? Have I somehow thought myself into a sweat? I think women have a hard time making up their minds when it comes to temperature. Ladies, I'm sorry if it sounds out of line, but I think I can back it up. Look at women's fashion. Only a lady will wear something like a sleeveless turtleneck. A sleeveless turtleneck. I've yet to see a man wearing a tank top and a dickie. We're out one night at this place, they had the country line dancing. I saw a woman wearing the tightest pair of blue jeans. I mean, skin tight. She had just barely been able to slide her driver's license out of her back pocket. She gets up to dance, and through the jeans, you could see the picture on the license doing this. So a sunny Christmas day, that's what you get in Las Vegas. I still can't get used to it. We live here now. I'm trying to raise a family in Las Vegas. Impossible. Got a 4-year-old boy, he's a crap stealer at Caesars. It's all different. I grew up in western New York State. It was always lots of snow, and there was this year also. You know, my family, growing up, we never owned a car that didn't have that bad windshield wiper on the driver's side. You know, always leaves a smudge directly in your line of vision. Well, the passenger side is perfectly clear. And then one day it struck me, this is why the English are so smart. I took the steering wheel and they put it over here where they can see it. I think weather is very unfair. Tornadoes in particular. They always go for the trailer parks. Blue collar, decent, hard-working folks trying to get ahead. They deserve a break, not a tornado. And you never hear of a tornado striking a prison. Or a crack house. My folks still live there in Geneseo, New York. That's my hometown. My mom's something. I can finally understand my mother now that I'm an adult, because her vocabulary was always too much for me. I was a little too abrupt with my mom. She'd say, don't be curt, young man. I'm warning you now, don't be curt. And I used to wonder, what did Kurt's parents tell him? My dad, big cigar smoker, but not good cigars. Philly Cheroots, that's his brand. Cheap, nasty smelling cigar. Kind of cigar you'd hand out if you had an illegitimate child. These things choke smoke alarms, you hear? So here we are. The language, that's kind of my thing. I like to play with words, and I'm upset by English. I hate these expressions that over-explain. Horseback riding, that's my favorite. Now, do they have to call it horseback riding? Why don't they just call it horse riding? I think we can figure out the rest on our own, don't you? Now, I know that horse head riding would be a rough ride. Horseback riding, of course. It's like saying, I'm going to take an inside the car drive. This time of year, people will say, you know, it's snowing outside. Where else would it be snowing? Sports announcers, the biggest offenders, they'll say, this crowd is standing on their feet. I don't think we assume that much. But the sad thing is there are people out there who need that extra information. That's the real tragedy. Oh, there has to be. Why else would there be a product called After Bath Powder? Do you believe they had to include directions in the name of this product? That's after bath. To prevent idiots from powdering themselves before. Heaven forbid, during their bath. It's like that denture cleanser, the one that removes baked on cherry stains. What's the key word? Baked on. I guess that's for people who eat their pie while it's still in the oven. And while we're at it, the worst ad campaign ever has to be Bartles and James. Remember those guys? Huh. Why would anyone want to drink after seeing what alcohol had done to Ed? I have to keep sipping my hot water back there. I have a cold. It's impossible to get rid of a cold in this town. The air is too dry. It's always irritating your throat. Doctor had me get a humidifier, which I did, but I was too lazy to read the instructions, right? Plugged it in the first night, we woke up in a rainforest. We had mushrooms growing on the curtains. Brazilian guys are cutting down the house plants. And Sting was giving a benefit concert in the living room. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from, but I had to get rid of that, whatever it was. So we went to this kind of healthy restaurant. And, it's all right, take your time. No rush at all. We're at this restaurant, kind of a health food restaurant. They tried to serve us an ice cream made from rice. Really? I thought, what the hell is this, Uncle Ben and Jerry? I like Ben and Jerry's. They have the best ice cream, but some of their flavors is a little too exotic for me. Chunky Monkey, that's their noodles. They have to call it Chunky Monkey. Then it says all natural ingredients. Alright, that was the musical portion of my program. It is, really. That's my one and only singing impression. That guy from the 50s, remember him? Yeah. That's all he did. He was in every song. I wonder who you're. Yeah. That's the guy. Round, I get around. That's it. You don't hear that in today's music, and I'll tell you why. The guy retired. It was just him. He did all of those songs. Whenever they needed a yeah, they had to call him. Well, you want the gig? Yeah. He always brought his partner, the guy at the end of the song, the guy who did this. That's all he did. What a scam these guys had, huh? Big time singers. Of course, I like the second guy, though. He made you feel like things would work out. You felt as if things were going to be okay as soon as you heard that little tag. You could use that in life. You could say, no, please don't leave. Don't walk out of me now. I love you. They'll turn right around and come back. Can't argue with that thing. That doesn't always work. I did try it once with a power company. They're going to turn off the electricity. I called them up. I said, look, I'm not working at the moment, but I'll get the money. I'll make good. Just please don't turn off that juice in the meantime. You know what the guy said? Get a job. Get a job. He's not retired. He's working for the power company. Then again, maybe it's the same thing. Rap music confuses me in traffic. You know, you're driving along, right? Somewhere up ahead. I pull over, I think I have a flag. But that's it, rap music or Madonna. That's about all that's out there. I don't know how you feel about Madonna, but I look at her and I think, here is a woman who cannot get to hell fast enough. She's a little too naughty for my taste. In fact, I think she ought to be spanked. I'm just the man for the job. Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie say they want to have a child. That's what they say. What if it's a boy? I mean, really, the son of Michael Jackson, the grandson of Elvis Presley. You think he'd be feeling any pressure at that first talent contest? And I seriously doubt Elvis ever imagined his grandson would have an Uncle Tito. So here's something you may have done. I did this, I was working on some Christmas cards. You ever been writing a card or a letter and you use the wrong word, but you don't want to cross it out, so you try to make a sentence out of that word? You're writing away, suddenly the word salami appears out of nowhere. And now you're stuck with it. Salami, I'll send some soon. Love, Kelly. Or how about this? You're writing away, you come upon a word you're not exactly sure how to spell, but you're too lazy to look it up. So you try to fake it with a little scribble or something. You don't know whether it's spelled I-E or E-I. So you make a couple of reasonably fat I's. Put the dot right in the middle. Let them figure it out. Words are tough enough. As you get older, then meanings change. Even simple words like it, I-T. When you're young, it is bad. You say, oh boy, you're gonna get it. Well, then you reach a certain age. Well, it starts getting good, doesn't it? In fact, now it is so good, we can't wait to get it again. As long as we don't step in it, we're okay. But we're confused. What exactly is a rigmarole? What a word, a rigmarole. And of course, it's never just a rigmarole, it's always the same old rigmarole. Now, it sounds like a pastry. Yeah, give me a couple jelly donuts and a rigmarole. Yeah, wait a minute, that's the same old rigmarole you had here yesterday. Why is it you can never get anything less than the whole shebang? I asked for half a shebang, they couldn't do it. It's either the whole shebang or no shebang at all. You're a good laugher. Thank you. You were the guy who was heckling me right off the bat, weren't you? Oh, voice from the back? All right. Yeah, I'll get you. You look at it. Jeez. Some people are too honest. I was back home. I hadn't seen a buddy in a while. I had to go back home to New York for a funeral, and my friend says, you know, you're losing your hair. Like I'd never noticed. Like this is news to me. I said, no, I'm not losing my hair. I'm just letting them go. It's time for them to leave the nest. Can't support these guys forever. That's a mistake a lot of people make. They try to hold on to their hair. I say, let the hairs go. They come back than it was meant to be. If not, they were never really mine. Tartar sauce. Tartar sauce. I think it's good stuff. But then dentists, they say the tartar itself is bad. Now what if there is a connection here? Wouldn't it be awful if that's where it comes from? You go in to have your teeth cleaned, they scrape it off your teeth. It goes into that spittoon, down the hose, into a big vat underneath the dentist's office. And that's where the tartar sauce people pick it up. Alright, probably not. But if they come out with a plaque sauce, I'm going to start asking questions. Saw an ad for this product. Instead of mace, they sell you pepper spray. Self-defense weapon there. But this took it a step further. Instead of a regular pepper, it was a natural pepper spray made from cayenne pepper. And I thought, well, that's nice. We wouldn't want to be excessive and use preservatives on our attackers now, would we? This is great. We can subdue them and make them a nice salad afterwards. My son loves weapons, cops and robbers. He's into this heavily. He's 4 years old, running all over the house, toy guns. But he doesn't understand the concept of freeze. You know, when a policeman tells you to freeze, you stop. He tells me to freeze, I stop, and he shoots me. Just blows me away. And I thought, maybe he's not so dumb. Because if you're intending to shoot someone, that freeze thing is a good way to go. It's a lot easier to hit that stationary target, don't you think? I think so. I can't play with him anymore now without closing the windows. His big thing now, he has to erase me everywhere. You know, and he has to win every time. And if he doesn't win, he says, Dad, stop beating me! You're beating me all the time! Stop beating me! We have to close the windows now. Yeah. That was the last one. You're safe. I'm out. Now, I'm a lazy guy. I must admit this. Any other lazy people here tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you're too lazy to raise your hands, right? This is a lazy society. After all, that's why we have things like drive-by shootings. These guys are too lazy to get out of the car. In the old days, you chase down the sidewalk for a couple of blocks. We're lazy. That's why we own dogs. So when we drop food, we can say, "Come here, boy, lick that up." Because we're too lazy to bend down and clean it up. We prove it every morning getting out of the shower. We dribble all over the bathroom floor, but we never, ever bend down and wipe it up. We do something else. We'll throw it on an old towel and get it with our foot, right? We don't even bend down for the towel. We curl our toes and grab it like a monkey. Sure, beautiful, good. Now it's a guest towel. Laziness makes you do things like try to change into a different pair of pants without taking your shoes off first. We know the shoes are not going to fit through the pant legs. You're wearing tapered jeans, ski boots, and a little voice inside says, "Go ahead, try." Next thing you know, you're stuck rolling around the floor with your pants down to your knees. That's when the doorbell rings. So you throw on a coat, now you're looking real sharp. I'm lazy in bed, especially this time of the year. You know, you wake up in the middle of the night shivering from the cold. You know there's a blanket in the closet, 3 feet away. But are you going to get your dead butt out of bed to go get it? No, we just curl up into a little ball. If you can just get your head between your feet, you can roll into the pillowcase, then you'll be all right. But we won't get out of bed. No, once you hit the sack, that's it until the morning. That's a rule. Certainly. Sometimes you wake up, you're all tangled up in the sheets. You've actually short-sheeted yourself. But we lie there and suffer. No matter how badly we have to go to the bathroom, we will lay there in pain and hold it all night long. We won't even sleep. We'll just lie there and hold it all night. We will risk internal hemorrhaging before we get up and go. Because we're lazy. I've waited all day for bed. I'm finally here. I'm not going to get up again. Good night. Oh no. I left the hall light on. Honey? Hand me the gun. I think I can shoot it out from here. Earth, Wind, and Fire at Caesar's Palace. Are you going?
No.
Oh, you should go. Those guys are great.
No.
I think Fire is my favorite. I think I like him the best. Although Wind's all right. Oh, some nights he just blows those other guys away, I'm telling you. Well, it was topical. Give me credit for that, at least. I know you come from a lot of different places. A lot of those places I have visited. I've been around quite a bit. I like to think I'm kind of well-traveled. That night I realized I've never been to Cahoots. Anyone here ever been in Cahoots?
What's that Cahoots?
Well, you probably weren't alone, because from what I understand, you have to be in Cahoots with someone else. As opposed to cognito. Now you can be incognito alone. Now that's all right, because no one would recognize you anyway. Now I have been insane. I've been insane, and they don't have an airport. No, you have to be driven there. I have this problem at the airport. Sometimes I just miss the flight. It's not really my fault. I'm there in plenty of time. The problem lies in the flight announcements, how they all sound the same. It's hard to pay attention. I think you should have a person from each city make that city's flight announcement. Start with a New Yorker. Hey! Oh, you saw flight 43 to New York. Get over here. Yeah, we'll leave it now. Make that your jumbo Jetta right here. So fly this. LA, anyone here from LA?
Yeah.
All right, got a couple, all right. Well, the rest are outside inhaling. That's how they spend their time in Vegas, outside breathing the air. They can't believe it. This air. Oh, it smells like nothing. LA, very laid back, you know. American Airlines, Flight 9, Los Angeles. Departing, 2-ish. Atlanta. I'm tired of that thing also. But it's everywhere in Atlanta, including the airport. That's how they bring in the planes. I can never go to a Braves game. I'm afraid to come home with carpal tunnel syndrome.
He's headed for Chicago. Get in, you go for a ride.
Boston, you going to your department for Boston, yeah? Yeah, crepes. Say US Air Flight 240, leaving at God knows when from God knows where. Here's an announcement for all you Texans moseying on back down there to Houston. Your flight will be coming out of chute number 14. Captain Billy Bob Wilson is the way to go. Billy Bob says you best buckle up tight, gonna be a rough ride, y'all. That ain't no bull. I heard that. My favorite, Detroit. Say, brothers and sisters, if you're flying to Motown, you best get down to gate number 4. Flight 39 is the goodbye. Thank you so much,
Good time. Excellent. We're glad you spent a little bit of time with us. Don't forget, we'll be selling T-shirts. We'll be signing them outside. Please don't forget Suzanne and Kimmy. They've been working hard for your cocktail.
It's okay.
Cougar here at O'Shea's. Just play 3/4 and win a 1995 Mercury Cougar, plus a progressive cash jackpot of at least $2,500.
There's some money inside there.
Yeah.
No, I have no practice at all. I can draw a dress like that easily, you know. Now it's hard. Han.